Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video for modern dating here. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. Chow time.
So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work.
This is literally the problem for a lot of these women. Their minds are not stimulated enough and they get bored because the man is working so hard and they leave him.
I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she had other friends that had, boyfriends or like they had just got married and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of.
So they were single still for quite a while and they recently got together. So yeah, they still do together single type things, which makes somewhat sense.
And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work, like, they had a big house, they had nice things, like,
They probably had things that those couples and those families barely starting, that they haven't even built up yet, which is the house, the family, the great toys and wonderful gadgets and vehicles that they have.
Just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced and now, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I can hate it. And I was like, why? She's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out.
Wasn't that the reason why you left? Because you were bored and you wanted to do those things too?
Oh, have a good time, and then that's it. She said no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm
Why
trying to find someone
help you out?
Take care of my kid.
So stupid.
She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time.
Did she really expect to find her dream life outside? She doesn't know it, but those who are out there would want to have the stability she had.
Yep.
And this is what she just found out. Mistaking stability for boring was the reason she found herself in this situation.
So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex...
So it seems like a lot of these women do understand that they screwed themselves. They just won't admit it to us. They'll admit it to each other, it seems, but not to men or online or anything, or to other women publicly.
Husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together.
Hey,
she says,
Brady Bunch type thing. Congrats to the man.
That he's fully taking care of her, like the girl.
Because he's the man.
Mom, they haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids, and she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, I
3 years,
find anybody, and he just found someone so quick. And
it's only like that because you can't find someone so quick. If you found someone, you wouldn't even care, or no one would ever say anything, oh, you moved on so fast, for women. But because he's someone you still want back and you were hoping that he'll stay single so you can just, waltz back into his life. Nah.
And he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating. But you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids.
Correct.
And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids.
Yeah. The exact reason you're using against her is the exact reason people don't pick you.
Why would you want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on?
So he is better off? Sounds great. Nothing will break up a marriage quicker than your spouse's friends. My husband works so many hours nights. I miss him terribly, and we miss out on a lot of family time. But I appreciate him every single day. He's incredible.
Shout outs to you for
Imagine
appreciating
losing
your
a good man for some temporary fun. The audacity of that man, how dare he? Keep divorcing these good men, please. Plenty of good women out here who will respect and appreciate them.
True.
They always mistake stability for boring.
Yep.
They forget they have to start over again and pay their own bills. Her mistake.
I think women really think that they just get to keep the lifestyle that they had with the husband and then just slowly jump over to a new lifestyle. They don't realize that it abruptly ends.
was thinking it would be easy to replace her husband. This is what happens when people live in Disneyland. Only those who aren't in tune with our current reality believe that our dating scene is full of husbands willing and waiting to marry them.
Yep.
The good thing about this story is that at the end of the day, he was able to overcome the situation and found someone who will appreciate what he brings to the table.
You know, we always say about the single mothers thing, but he's a single father himself in a sense because they have kids. So again, Brady Bunch type scenario, I think it's wonderful.
While she thought she had a boring life nobody would want to have, she was living many women's dream life, but didn't know it.
Yep.
This is a trend in our current generation. One doesn't have a real understanding or doesn't value what they have until they lose it.
This is the 100% true, right? And I talk about this particular subject quite a bit about my mother, right? I love my mother. I've always appreciated her. But then when she was gone, it made me realize how much I truly miss and appreciated the things that she did.
This is when they have a flashback of the life they used to live and realize that, in reality, it was a great life that can't easily be found elsewhere. There aren't many men willing or capable of creating a structure where their women can be stay-at-home wives, and those who are able to find...
I mean, what is it, like 15% of women nowadays are stay-at-home wives and mothers? It's a very small percentage. So there's only a very few echelon of men that can provide that. Or you're going to live a very basic lifestyle, a very minimal lifestyle if you're not... If your husband isn't bringing in, buku bucks.
Find that man should be thankful. But sometimes they don't know how lucky they are until it's too late, just like what happened in her case. She was comparing her life with those who were living a different reality. What hurts her the most is that she ended up losing a great man for temporary fun. That realization was the hardest part of the whole story. Now she knows she didn't give him the credit he deserved.
My soon-to-be ex-husband just pulled up to my house in a brand new truck, and I'm not really sure if I'm sad about it or if I'm mad about it. There's a little bit of both happening there because a brand new truck really mattered more to this man than his marriage and his dog. Which, I mean, if he wants to be the loser that lives in an apartment with a brand new car, then by all means be my guest. All he's doing is showing me that he really was a financial burden on me and that I should not keep him around. One of the most
I'm almost positive he paid the bills.
consistent arguments we had was that he wanted a brand new $100,000 truck. And trust me when I say we are not in the tax bracket to be having a $100,000 truck.
I can agree with her on that. If you're not in the tax bracket to do so, it's probably not a great idea.
Nor does he have a real use for that car, especially now that he lives in an apartment.
See, this is the part where I'm like, nah, she's just projecting. I'm almost positive the man does have some kind of use for it. At least, I'm hoping.
You can tell from her personality that he 100% is so happy with his trade. Maybe she was the financial burden, and
That's
now he
what I
can
was
afford the
thinking.
truck. That truck is his piece now. She is not mad about the truck. She is mad because he is happy. He left and bought a truck, so he wasn't the burden. His money, his problems. He probably
Yeah.
makes more than you anyways. Since they are no longer in relationship, what he does with his money is no longer her business. The best part was when she stated that he was a financial burden, when he was the one who was able to afford a brand new truck after they separated. That fact alone indicates that he is doing better now. So I think she was the one who was leaning on him but didn't want to be honest. What makes her video fascinating is that he probably left her with the house. But still, she didn't like the fact that he got himself a new truck. That was interesting. I guess the smile on his face got something to do with this video. But the good thing is that he probably no longer cares about what she thinks.
People are always so surprised to find out that we've been in a relationship for 10 years. And I honestly think it's down to our 50-50. Like, our 50-50 compared to other people's 50-50s are totally different. So, like, our 50-50, I take our son to school, I wake our son up, I bath our son, I put our son to bed. Like, I do all the motherly things. Like, I do everything. I cook us dinner, I wash up after dinner, I clean the house every day, I vacuum, I change the beds, I do all of that without a question.
Nice.
So that's my 50 of that. Like, this is how I think we've lasted so long. That's my 50 of that. His 50 is to provide. So if he comes home, when he comes home from work, he comes home to a hot dinner, the house is clean, my son is, everything's done with my son, and I think that is what has made us last. Like, that is our version of 50-50. And like, if he wants to come home,
I love it, girl. That is a good version of 50-50. There's many ways to go about 50-50, but theirs is the traditional way, what it used to be.
Home from work and he wants to go and play on his computer and play FIFA or whatever for the next 4 hours or until he goes to sleep. Them things don't faze me. And I think we're just a traditional couple. This is what it was like many years.
Shout outs to you, girl, for accepting that your husband, you know, sometimes wants to just game for 4 hours after he gets off work until he goes to bed and not have to worry about some things. And you're letting him, and you seem to, you know, kind of like be okay with it too, not just letting him.
Years ago, it's only because everything's been so modernised that, you know, men are supposed to do like the school run and the bathing and
they do nowadays, because everything now we are supposed to do all of the providing and protecting and still take away half the burden of childcare and house care, which is, when you really think about it, not really 50-50 anymore. We're talking about like 75-25 now.
And the cleaning and the this and that. We was just born in the Stone Age, and honestly, I think that is why our relationship lasts. Like, and we just go strong through everything. Like, is because our 50-50. We are back in the olden days, and back in the olden days, people lasted. So the only thing I can think that makes us last is our version of 50-50. Because that's what works for us. Tradition. And not many people might not agree with it. Like, their 50-50 might be completely different. True. And that's fine. But
like I said, I have my best friend's older brother. Their 50-50 is literally down the middle. They share all finances, are all 50-50. Everything's 50-50, which is different from this, but they still work, and they've been together for over, I want to say 12 plus years now. They don't have kids though, but they don't want kids.
That's our 50-50, and we've been together 10 years, and we've been together since teenagers. Like, that is a long time, and that is hard to survive in this generation. So, yeah, that's our 50-50. Wouldn't change it for the world. He's the provider. I'm the caregiver, all round. So, yeah.
You are in your feminine energy, and he's in his masculine. I love that. People lasted in the olden days because they couldn't leave. This is wild. So he doesn't parent? Nah, you are being a yes woman. You're scared to lose him, so you act like a mother to him.
See, look at all these women. They're like, oh, you're just some housewife or some slave now. No, she takes care of her half of things.
Take earning the money away. What does he do? You are a fantastic mom. Just he needs now to be a better husband. For everybody asking her what about her own money, what if he leaves you? Are you trying to say she shouldn't be a mother just in case he decides to stop being a good father and husband? It was only like that years ago because women couldn't get bank accounts till 1973.
See, the people, no, you could have had bank accounts. You just couldn't get married and have a bank account. Stop lying.
They have the normal family dynamic, but many of her followers don't agree with it. In fact, they believe she shouldn't accept being a stay-at-home wife. They think she would be better off working just like they are, as it will be better. But in my opinion, a lot of them wish they had the opportunity to be in her place. Many stated he is taking advantage of her, and she deserves someone better, as he is not doing his part in their relationship. I don't know why, but most of them overlooked the fact that he is tirelessly working to provide for their family. This is something they didn't want to talk about. It seems like being the only breadwinner in the family doesn't count. At least not in their book.
Yeah, to women, earning money, being protector and provider is nothing because they can do it themselves. Great, go do it yourself then. Why stop bugging us and stop trying to get our resources if you can do it yourself? Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it.